Hello guys, good evening. Welcome back to my channel. My name's Laura, also known as Butterfly Stitches 83, and this is my Flosstube channel where we talk all about cross stitch. And I think this might be the first time ever, I mean don't quote me, but I think it might be the first time I've recorded a video in the evening. So this feels all very strange, but it does mean I can have a glass of wine while we're chatting. Usually it's either first thing in the morning or I'm about to start work or something, and you know that's generally frowned upon. Yeah, can enjoy a glass of wine whilst we're chatting tonight. So this is a Flosstube extra, so there won't be as much stitching being shown. We are mostly going to be talking about Big Stitch 2026, which happened the weekend just gone. Today is Thursday, it's about 8:30 on Thursday night. I've been trying to, so I've been home since Sunday and I've been trying to find a time to do this little recap video and it just hasn't happened. It's been manic busy as usual. So we're doing it now. My husband's about to go and watch the footy. So yeah, just gonna record it now and go for it. Yeah, so if you went to Big Stitch and you want to like reminisce with me, or if you are thinking of going when it comes back in 2028, or you're just nosy and you like hearing about other people's stitching retreats, then this is the video for you. If you're here for a regular Flosstube where we're showing our whips and our new starts and all the rest of it, then feel free to check out the goodness knows how many now videos on my channel, which are a lot more like that. I've only got 2 little bits of stitching to show you, and that's 2 retreat starts that I did while we was away. But I do have a fair old stash of haul. I've been so good this year. I've been like really focusing on stitching from stash. And I've been very proud of myself, but I did slip slightly during this retreat and got a fair few bits, and I also got some really beautiful gifts and some lovely bits included in our goodie bag, so I will share all of that with you. So if I get this posted tonight and it is evening where you are, then please settle yourself down with a glass of wine or a beverage of your choice, and yeah, we'll crack on. So Big Stitch, it's fantastic. We had the most amazing time. It's the second time it's run. I think it's going to continue to be every other year. So I was really lucky that I went to the first Big Stitch, which was Big Stitch 2024. And then it came back this year and I absolutely had to go again. It's organised by Sammy and Linda, and they're both just fantastic. More on them later, and the amazing organisation. It's a really big retreat. I think what's great is that in the last, I would say 5 years, cross stitch retreats in the UK have really amped up. I think when I first started cross stitching, which was about 8 years ago now, gosh, has it really been that long? I guess it has. When I first started cross stitching, there really wasn't much in the way of, or any that I knew of, retreats in this country. It was just something that they did in the US and Canada, and we had to just look on longingly and live vicariously through their videos. But in the last few years, loads more retreats have been popping up all over the country, and loads more seem to be coming year on year. Which is fantastic. I quite often get asked, how do you find out about retreats? A lot of it is word of mouth, and you know, watching British Flosstubers like myself, but Facebook is also your friend. Quite a lot of retreats seem to start off in Facebook groups, and information goes out that way. You know, they do then have websites as well, but that tends to be where a lot of retreats are born. So yeah, be like a boomer and get yourself on Facebook, and that'll be where you can find information. So this is Big Stitch 2026. It was in Rotherham at the Magna Science Centre, as it was 2 years ago. It's an amazing venue. I think it's kind of like, it's not really in central Rotherham or central Sheffield, really. It's kind of like off the motorway. I don't know how you describe it, but it's an amazing venue, and I found out from watching Sammy's little recap video that used to be a steelworks, which for that area of Yorkshire does make a lot of sense. But yes, fantastic building, perfect for what is quite a large stitching retreat. There's about 200-ish, just shy of 200 people, I think. And what's nice is that retreats can be so different. You can go from having tiny little retreats of, you know, 30, 40, 50 people to these big ones, which are like 200 or 200 plus. This is a big one and it's fantastic, but it doesn't feel like overly scheduled. There is obviously a plan and a schedule, but it's not like everyone's like forced into doing anything. If you just want to sit and stitch for 2 days, then you are more than welcome. So how was the experience for me? So travelling there, regular viewers will know that I live in southeast of England in Essex. So to go anywhere, I have to first go into London and then go up. Unfortunately, we are in this heat wave in the UK, although as my son said earlier, I'm not really sure we can call it a heat wave anymore. It's just summer because it's been going on so long. But the Thursday, Friday and Saturday were particularly bad. And usually it's a bit cooler up north, and it wasn't. I don't think anywhere in the country escaped this one. So travelling up on Friday was a challenge. Not as much of a challenge as it was for my poor friend T, whose train actually got cancelled and she had to get a cab for part of the journey and all the rest of it. But quite stressful nonetheless. A lot of trains were being like cancelled or going slow because apparently our tracks will buckle under like anything over 30 degrees. Anyway, I won't bore you with the details. Suffice to say, by the time I got there, I mean, I wasn't late because I'd set off extra early, so I actually probably got there a smidge earlier than I planned. But by the time I got there, I was a dripping, sweaty mess. The first person I saw was Sally from Flossy Sews and Grows, who you guys know I also work with in my day job. She was checking in along with Caroline from Caroline's Stitch Corner. So it's lovely to see them. But Sally's like, let's take a selfie for our workmates. And I was like, looking like this, really? So it wasn't my best. But then I went and found my other friends, and then I said, right, I'll be right back. I must have a shower. And I felt so lucky. We stayed at the Holiday Inn Rotherham, which is where they host the Floss Friends retreats, of which I think there are 2, if not 3 every year. So that's another retreat that you might want to look up, especially if you live in or around Yorkshire. Sammy organises those as well, and they take place, they're slightly smaller, and they take place in this hotel. So that's why my friends were staying there, and subsequently why I stayed there. And there was a huge amount of the delegates from the retreat staying there, so that was really lovely. And the rooms had air conditioning, which is so nice after that terrible journey. So I went and had a freezing cold shower, sat in the aircon for a minute, and then came down and set up camp with my friends. So the lovely Shell from Cheesecake and Cross Stitch and the wonderful Sarah from Stitchy Bugg were already camped out. They'd come up on Thursday night, so they were had commandeered a table with a few others and were already stitching away. So I joined them, and it was just lovely. It was so nice to, you know, before the retreat's even begun, we're all sort of starting to arrive. I think when I arrived, there was only you know, obviously the people who'd been there the night before and a few others that are joining. And then in the next like 2 or 3 hours, loads of stitchers turned up. It was great. It was so nice to see people, some that I'd never met in real life before, but I felt like I had, and others that I've met before, and it was just lovely. So I was chatting to Sarah from Cross Stitch Sarah, Ellie from I never remember. No, it's not Bee Stitching. Ellie Bee, whatever. All of the Flosstubers I mentioned, if I can remember, I'm going to try and link them down below, by the way, so that this video can help you guys find new Flosstubers. So yeah, Ellie Stitching Bee, that's the one. She was there. Then we had Rachel, who's got the talking dog stitchery, who was vending. She turned up with all her stock. So Caroline from Evertotes and Kerry from Roxy Floss were there. Jacob was there, but I didn't get to see. My friends had hung out with him the night before. I was very jealous that he was off talking to some other people, but he's such a legend. And countless others. I'm not going to try and name everyone because I'm going to forget some and then it'll be bad. So yeah, it was just so nice for stitchers to just be rocking up as and when. And I think by the end, sort of by dinner time, pretty much the whole lounge bar area of the Holiday Inn was all full of people sitting and chatting and catching up and stitching, which was so nice. I mean, I think the hotel probably used to it because Floss Friends is, you know, takes place there, but it really was fun. It's just a great way of spending the sort of first day. It was like an extra bonus evening of the retreat before the retreat had even started. I should say, by the way, if you want a good behind the scenes proper recap, not this rubbish, then go and look at Sammy Little Loops / Old Barn Stitching Company, who is the host of one of the hosts of Big Stitch. She's done a really great little behind the scenes Big Stitch recap, where they did this thing, Morti the Brom, actually, it was their idea, I think, went through all of the Flosstubers and we all say hello. Sammy's got few little minute interviews with the vendors. She talks about the setup, she talks about the prep. It's brilliant. So I'll try and remember to link that down below as well, in case anyone wants to check that out and get a much better recap than this is going to be. But anyway, yeah, so that was lovely. Then we had dinner, went to bed, got up fairly early for day one because we wanted to be at the venue fairly early to get a good table. I think everyone had the same idea, but the organisation was fantastic. Sammy and Linda did an amazing job. We got given our goodie bags on the door. We got given any pre-orders that we'd bought on the door, although I forgot to get mine and I had to get that from her. I was so excited to get in. I kind of just forgot to pick mine up, so I had to get that off Sammy later on. And then we all went in and settled down, and we had a little intro from them, which was amazing. Let me show you now our goodie bag. I might as well show you that at this point. We are fighting the light, so the more things I can show you now before the sun goes down and I descend into darkness is good. So I remember the goodie bags from 2 years ago were amazing as well, and these I think were even better. Like, so fantastic, such generous goodie bags. So the sort of sponsor theme of the event is the puffin, and we all got given one of these really nice quality tote bags with a lovely puffin on saying Big Stitch 2026. I think I've got everything back in here that I got in the goodie bag, but no promises, because if you've been to a retreat, you know what it's like. You've got stuff you've bought, stuff you've been given, it's all flying at you, you're stitching, you're just shoving it all in bags in the hope that you then sort it all out when you get home, which is, you know, hopefully what I did, but as I say, I might not have everything. We also got a mug with the same motif on. In fact, I should have been drinking my wine out of this, shouldn't I, for this video? That would have been, if I was that slick and smooth, that's what I would have done. So that was just a gorgeous touch. And I love little things that you can, you know, like, that are going to be memories for the future, you know, to make you remember like these lovely times with your friends, because these retreats are so special and everyone has just the most special, amazing time. We also got in here, we got a needle minder, also made by Sammy at Little Loops, I think, of a puffin. Look at him, he's so cute. You'll see why with the puffin when I show you the exclusive that we got from Sammy as well. That makes a lot more sense. We got one of these little guys, and I didn't have a clue what this was until I opened it up on the when I got home on the first evening, and it's like a little link to a cute little pattern where you can stitch your initial and like a little crime motif if you're into true crime and stitching, which I am. There seems to be a huge amount of overlap in the true crime fans and the stitching fans, which makes sense. Also in the stitching bag, most important thing, is a flyer which has the dates for next Big Stitch, which is in 2 years' time. When I opened this and I was like, oh my God, they've already chosen the date. So 8th and 9th of July, 2028. Put it in your diaries, be there or be square. We also, so we got our exclusive pattern with the puffin on from Sammy, but I'm going to show you that a little bit later in my stitching / haul section. We also then got 2 other patterns included in our goodie bag. First of all, and I meant to go and tell Letitia this, so if she doesn't see this video, I'm going to have to go send her a message. I think this is the first time Letitia at Corrie's little shop has actually designed a cross stitch. I might be wrong. I'm sorry if I am. But we got a full kit in here from Letitia at Corrie's little shop, including fabric, thread, needle, and the little beads that you need for this guy. The pattern is fantastic. Like, I'm a bit of a fuss pot with my patterns. I love a paper pattern. But it's brilliant. It's crystal clear. The colours are gorgeous. She's even included like a normal pattern and then a separate one to help you with the bead placement, which I think is genius. And it's just a beautiful design. I just love it. I was so chuffed to see this. And this was just like for free, included in our goodie bags. It was amazing. So well done, Letitia. And of course, Stacey Nash was our keynote designer this time. It was Jacob 2 years ago. And Stacey, first of all, she did a presentation, which was really interesting, telling us a bit about her and where she lives and what inspires her and all the rest of it. So that was great. And the Stacey Nash exclusive for the retreat is also a puffin with a little baby puffin. And it is so adorable. And I saw this stitched in the flesh as well. And it's so cute. Stacey's obviously famous for her Animal Crackers series, which I have never stitched. And I think what puts me off is I think, oh, I can't, like, my finishing skills are so rubbish that I'm never going to be able to, like, cut it and stitch it to actually have it as a 3D animal. But you know what? First of all, I probably could, because I can make a pillow. I mean, it wouldn't be as neat as this, but, you know, I could probably manage it. But also with this one, it's got the mummy puffin, a Union Jack, and the baby puffin, which is so freaking cute. So I could just combine them and do them in a hoop finish or in a frame if I wanted to. So I think this may well be my first ever Stacey Nash that I'm going to stitch. We shall see. Watch this space. There might have also been some stickers and some other bits and bobs in there, but it was just mayhem, absolute mayhem. So, but such a generous goodie bag. So chuffed. Yeah, thank you so much, Sunny and Linda. So where was I? That was goodie bags. Stacey, I've got notes in front of me in case you're wondering. Stacey Nash did, as I say, did her presentation. Then they opened the vendors. So I will try and remember to put a full list of vendors in the description, but let's just talk about my personal favourites for a minute. So as I mentioned, Corrie's little shop, Letitia, she is amazing. Her customer service is fantastic. She is just floss queen, and if she, you know, if you need to match a floss for something, or you just need advice on, you know, what sort of floss you want to use for what sort of project, you can always message her, and she's like so helpful. She's amazing. Her prices are really reasonable, and her stall is always just like a joy to behold, because it doesn't just have floss, it has all sorts, but the floss in particular, like there's all different types and things that you've never really looked at before. And what is it, treasure braids, is it? She had some of the metallics. They were just beautiful. I just liked going through and looking at them. So yeah, love that stall. Coffee Craft Fabric, Megan, obviously she does a lot of the retreats. I don't know how she finds time to live her life, honestly, because she must work so hard creating her hand-dyed fabrics and going up and down the country to retreats. She's absolutely fantastic. And you'll see a bit more about all of these when I do my haul at the end. Talking Dog Stitchery, obviously I love them to bits. They always carry the patterns that that I think I can't get elsewhere. They're just fantastic. They always seem to have exactly the designers that I love. So yeah, love them. Love Poppet, who also did an exclusive pre-order. Again, I will show you that pattern later on. That's specifically for Big Stitch. Absolutely fantastic. So Little Loops Old Barn Stitching, which is Sammy, our organizer. Her stall was fantastic. I didn't realise, I've never really stitched anything of hers before. I know I've got her sunflower from the last Big Stitch, which I'm planning on starting this September, and I don't know if I've just never been on her website or if she's got a lot of new stuff. I don't know. I had no idea. She had needle minders, floss rings, loads of patterns, loads of cool stickers, some of which I bought, which I'll show you in a bit. Yeah, just some great stuff. And yeah, really amazing stall. And yeah, really enjoyed visiting that. Visited that one more than once. Anne was there from Stitching a Jig, absolutely lovely lady. You guys know I love her project bags. She is the first place that I went the minute the vendors opened, because I'd heard on the grapevine how busy she'd been at other retreats recently, and I was like desperate to get one, at least one, if not two of her bags, which I did, and they're gorgeous, and I'll show you those in a minute as well. And who else was there? Oh, and Jacob, of course. Jacob from Modern Folk Embroidery. He's just a legend. He's wonderful. His patterns are incredibly beautiful. Yeah, he's awesome. So there was also many other beautiful, amazing vendors, and I just can't remember everyone and what everyone did. So as I say, I'll try and remember to get the full list and tag some of them down below for anyone else who's interested, but they were sort of my main favorites. Again, apologies if I've forgotten anyone. I was really sad because Yaz from Yasmin's Reign of Love and Marie from I never remember Marie's fabric company, Swan Bay Fabrics. Unfortunately they couldn't come at fairly last minute, so that was a shame, but to be honest, probably good for me and my credit card, which already got a bit of a rinsing last weekend, to be totally honest. What else? So stitching, I'll show you, I'll talk in a minute about a couple of things that I stitched on when I wasn't chatting and shopping. It did get a little bit hot in there during the first day, especially during sort of like an hour period. I was getting a bit flustered, but to be honest, it stayed very cool 2 years ago, even though it was warm outside. But it has been so hot that even a really cool high-ceilinged building like the Magna Science Centre was starting to feel the pressure, I think, with all of us in there. And it did get a little bit hot, but it was still cooler than it would have been if I was stitching at home in this god-awful boiling hot house. So it was good. The staff were really good. What was really nice is they kept refreshing some ice buckets. They had like a water machine, and then they just kept a load of ice next to it, so we was able to constantly have ice on hand, which helped us to stay cool. As I say, the staff were really good. There was one moment where we'd ordered some food and had it delivered to the venue on Saturday night, and we just sort of sat down to eat it, and then we were told, oh, you've got to start packing up and going, and it was only 8:30, and we thought we had the room until 9, so that was a bit of a bone of contention. But other than that, they were amazing. To be honest, at that point they were probably just ready to kick us out because they've been working their arses off in the heat all day long to look after us. The food, so we had the two lunches provided. A couple of my friends weren't very keen, but I quite liked it. So yeah, I don't think it was too bad. A couple of things, but it wasn't quite as good as the food we'd had 2 years ago, but I think that was just what they decided to do on any given day. So yeah, that wasn't too bad. The cookies in the afternoon that came out were amazing. I had one of those on both days. What else went on day one? Oh, we had a quack along photograph. So you guys know that I've been working on the quacker with all my table mates and others from Big Stitch 2024. So the idea is we bought the quacker pattern, which is designed by Mikau at Star Parade Designs. And the idea was we were going to start it in the September after Big Stitch 2024, with the idea of us all finishing it by this weekend just gone, Big Stitch 2026. And the vast majority of us did, and it has been amazing. It's been such a fun experience to be involved in such a big stitch along. And yeah, I kind of went over to Sally and was at Flossy Sews and Grows and was like, right, we need to organise a picture. And next thing you know, we was all up there, and there were so many more people than I realised. I reckon there was probably 10 of us up there who'd finished it, and there's various others who were still working on it as well. So actually I should say, if you want to see a very poorly edited little miniature recap video from the event, then check out my Instagram, Butterfly Stitches 83, where that's like the second or third post, and as part of that little montage there's a little clip of us all holding our quackers, and it's amazing, and it's a really good example of how one pattern can be interpreted in so many different ways depending on the fabric count, the floss colour, the fabric colour, how you stitch, whether you're going monochrome or whether you're mixing it up with all different colours. Fantastic. So yeah, looking at all the quackers in the flesh was amazing. I must say, that Sally at Flossy Sews and Grows, I think hers is my favourite. It's so beautiful in the flesh. Like, it's just tiny and colourful and just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So that was really nice to have a cracker photo. As I say, we ordered some food in, and yeah, the first day was just fantastic. They opened the bar, which was nice. So yeah, it was really, really good. Amazing first day. Day 2, so obviously we went back to our hotel and then came back for day 2. We had the raffle, which sadly I didn't win anything, which was a bit of a shame, but you know, I did only buy like 3 tickets or something, whereas some people were spending God knows how much. So yeah, sadly I didn't win anything, but no, they had some amazing prizes, and they raised, I think it was £1,000. Oh, I'm trying to think what the charity was. It was such a good one, and I've forgotten what it was. But anyway, we raised over £1,000, I think, which was fantastic. We had some more speakers on day 2, and I'm struggling to, I knew I should have written this down. I think we had Tammy's Treasures. I think she was doing we had a speech about Hardanger. We had a speech about like Norwegian folk dress and embroidery. Oh God, I can't remember. Rubbish, absolutely rubbish. See, just go and watch someone else's video where they actually recap things much better. But I love those little speakers, because although a lot of it is stuff that I'm never going to have the skill to do, I still love looking at it. Looking at some of the Hardanger, Hardanger. I still don't know how to say it. I always thought it was Hardanger, but I think she was saying Hardanger. I don't know. I'm probably saying it wrong. But looking at some of that was just beautiful, like seeing it in the flesh. Again, like I say, I don't know if I'd ever be able to do it. I'm not very skilled. Cross stitch is just about my wheelhouse. But I love listening to those all those presentations and just looking on with awe. So I'm sorry for not remembering those properly. That's rubbish of me. As I say, we had a little Flosstubers video, which is on Sammy's recap, which is fantastic. She got all of the Flosstubers to come up, and there were so many of us. It was amazing. And then they had the idea of just going along the line and each of us saying what our channel was. So definitely go and watch Sammy's video, and it will help you find some new Flosstubers, hopefully, that you can watch. What else? And just a lot more stitching. Yeah, it was amazing. My table mates were obviously fantastic. It was all my Bezzy mates. Lorna couldn't, so we had T, Sarah, Shell, and myself, and we are 3 other lovely ladies who joined us. And then Lorna joined us for the second day, which was lovely that she was able to make it for that second day. Yeah, we had great fun. Yeah, let's be honest, like, who you're stitching with is like a massive part of the experience at these retreats, and oh, they're just my girls. I just love them, and it's very sad every time we have to leave each other, and we're already planning our next retreats and when we're next going to see each other. So yeah, it was just fantastic. And what was I working on? Right, so you'll have to, so to see the work I did on my whips, which was quite limited, you're going to have to tune into my next video, which I'm hoping to drop probably maybe next Monday, but one day next week. It'll be my regular scheduled Flosstube video, where I will show the progress on these. But I mostly worked on 4 projects. So I worked on my whale, and I got a finish. This is Whale of a Time by Love Poppet, and I got an actual finish, and I got to go and ring the bell, which I've never done at a retreat before. Again, cheesy little moment is also on my little recap on my Instagram. So that was really fun. And then I spent a fair bit of time working on Wings of Change by Silver Creek Samplers, doing a lot of filling in, which I've continued at home. So again, I'll have even more of that to show you in my next video. And then I worked on 2 of my planned new starts, which I will show you when I get to them in haul. Is there anything else I need to say about the actual retreat? I don't think so, other than just, again, it was so fantastic. So as I say, they only do it every 2 years, but they have already given us the dates for Big Stitch 2028. But what they're organising for next year is Market 2027. So if a lot of stitchers will be aware that you have National Needlework Market in, is it March or Jan? I can't remember. In Nashville, obviously in the States, and that is mostly for wholesale, I believe. And we all look on with envy that we can't be there. But Sally and Lynn are creating their own answer to market, and everyone's welcome to come and shop. And that's going to be in 2027. So make sure you're following the Big Stitch pages to find out more about that. Yeah. And I'll definitely be back for Big Stitch 2028 for sure. Already planning it, and I cannot wait. And before I get on to haul, one last shout out to Sammy and Lynn. Oh my gosh, I mean, they are so kind, so generous, so enthusiastic. Like, it must be so stressful to arrange something like this. I can't even imagine. But they've always got a smile on their face. They're always like engaging with everyone. They're incredibly generous with their goodie bags. It's just fantastic. Could not ask for better hosts. They are absolutely wonderful. So let's do a quick look at some haul before this light disappears completely. I look very bright on here, but outside it's looking pretty, the sun is definitely going down now. Fortunately, I don't think that's yet showing on the video. Right, so let's have a little look-see look. So as I say, I was very lucky. I had some very generous gifts and pre-orders that I'd done, and also some purchases, so I will show you. This is fun because I haven't been able to show a lot of haul this year because I've been such a good girl, so it's nice to be able to show a bit of haul. I'm also keeping a little wallet full of all like little in the art journal world they call it ephemera, like little bits and pieces of paper and fabric and stuff that I'm saving because I want to make an art journal page from everything to do with the Big Stitch, so watch this space for that one. Okay, so first of all, let me show you my amazing gifts. So, oh, did I not keep things separately? First of all, I've got a lovely pen from the amazing Cross Stitch Sarah. I need to get some merch, you guys. I need to get some stickers like Sarah Stitchy Bugg, or some pens like Cross Stitch Sarah. And yeah, I need to get some butterfly stitch merch, I think, because it's really fun to just give out stuff with your little name on. It's awesome. Had this beautiful bag of goodies. I mean, so generous. So these were all from Sarah Stitchy Bugg. She gave us all a little bag of goodies, and she picked everything to be themed in our favourite colours. So I've got like teal and blue, which is my favourites. And obviously we got a Stitchy Bugg sticker, which you guys know she's been giving away, and she's getting new ones designed. So these ones are pretty limited edition now, let's be fair. So that's going to be going in my cross stitch journal. She gave us one of these, which is super cool, and I've never seen these before. But basically it's weighted, and you hang it off of the table, and I guess it's meant to be for like hanging your handbag on if you're in a bar or something. But she said it's fantastic for like hanging your floss on and stuff if you're at a retreat. So absolutely genius. Never seen those before, so I was dead chuffed with that. Trying to think where they were from. Oh, it just says handbag hook. Yeah, amazing. Never seen that. Like some of the girls were saying, when you share a table with the same people and go to loads of different retreats, it's hard to think of new things that you haven't given to people already before. A lovely floss organizer. I mean, some of these presents were so generous, especially compared to the crappy little table gifts that I did. So yeah, just like my friends are just the best. Yeah, it just says Big Stitch 2026. Love it. This is a snack grabber. Didn't actually use this yet, but I'm curious. I mean, I think it's going to be hard. You're going to need quite robust snacks, because if you go for like Quaver or Skip with that, it's just going to turn into dust. Some scissors, a pencil, gorgeous pen. I love me a pen. And some Post-its and a little notebook. Absolutely awesome, amazing little present. Again, I hope I've not mixed up all these gifts, but no promises, because I am rubbish. Oh, the lovely Rosemary came over and gave me, Shell and Sarah, she bought one of these from Little Loops and gave each of us one of these because she likes our Flosstubes channel. So thank you so much. And it was so nice to find out that your niece, great niece, used to go to school with my son. So that was a very random little coincidence. It was great. It was lovely talking to you. So thank you so much for that. Then I got some goodies from my amazing friend T, 2 of them. So I had a really cute little cookie and some penguin biscuits. Both of those have been eaten. Sorry about that. Regular viewers will know that me and my little friends, our sort of group mascot is the penguin, which is funny because now we've got this whole thing with puffins. So yeah, it's all funny. So she gave me a lovely little needle minder. So cute. Unpicker, because you always need that. The sweet treats and a lovely little, oh, hang on, let's just take that out. Sweet little ring bling. And it says, always remember you are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and loved more than you know, which is so nice. T is just a legend. She has seriously been there for me. They all have, but she's seriously been there for me during my struggles at the end of last year and beginning of this year. So yeah, could not be more grateful. So thank you so much for that awesome little present. Love it. So those of you who've not been to a retreat before, table gifts is kind of, it's completely voluntary. You don't have to do table gifts. It's just one of those, you know, things that some people do, where you just bring a little token for each member of your table, even if you don't know who they are going to be in advance. It's just really fun. And the lovely Shell, love Shell. And she gave us this beauty. Again, she'd colour coordinated them all to our favourite colours. And it's a lovely, it's one of Adele from TaylorMade Designs or TaylorMade Stitches. Oh, I've forgotten. Sorry, Adele. And it's a lovely little scissor fob. Oh, terrible focus. There we go. I'll go back a bit. With a little bow and a little sewing machine charm and just gorgeous little hook to put. Oh, I just love it. I've been waiting to do this video so I can start using some of this stuff. So that's going to go straight onto my, that's going to be my my scissor fob du jour. And also some lovely stickers. I love me a sticker and these are gorgeous. All like little vintagey stitching related stickers. Again, going into, this one's lovely, my journal. Thank you so much to the amazing Shell and the amazing Adele, who makes all those absolutely wonderful. And then from Lorna, the most ridiculously generous gift in the world. She's absolutely amazing. First of all, she's made us each one of these incredible project bags. And the idea is they were kind of themed to the puffin kit. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. One day, I swear, she will open a shop and it will be wonderful because they are such incredible quality. They're completely perfect. And then not only that, she filled it to the brim with other goodies. So look, lovely strawberry ring bling. Beautiful floss straps. Look at the colours and the patterns. Again, I've probably not even got everything on here. Oh, another gorgeous pen with a penguin snow globe on the top. God, the light is getting so bad. There you go. So lovely. And then another needle minder that says Stitch and Bitch, because the name of our little chat group is either Stitch and Bitch or Bitch and Stitch. I can't remember at this point. And she's so incredible. Oh, give a sneak peek of my stitching here as well. She commissioned the wonderful Charlie Feathers to do a puffin themed needle minder. And he is absolutely gorgeous. He's an absolute stunner. So well done, Charlie. And thank you so much to Lorna. Like, this is so, so generous. It's unreal. And I'm keeping my project in. So the reason for all the puffinness, as well as the puffins that Stacey Nash had for her exclusive, is Sammy's amazing exclusive. So cute. Is this guy. what's this pattern actually called? We've just been calling it the puffin pattern. Life by the Sea. It's so, so, so pretty. So we did a group start on this one on the Sunday. I haven't really got overly far. Too much chatting, I think, is what was going on there. But anyway, that's where I've got to. And I collected the threads as a pre-order from Letitia at Corrie's Little Shop. And they are all stunning. Really, oh, they're all tangled. I'm rubbish, aren't I? Gorgeous, gorgeous, kind of like subdued, calming, glorious, windswept British beach colours. And I'm desperate to get some more into that, so hopefully by the time I do my next floss tube, or at least the one after that, there will be a bit more in that. That fabric, by the way, I got from Megan's stall. More on that in a minute. So again, thank you so much to all my amazing friends for all my amazing presents. They were just, they make my heart happy, and they'll be going on. I've got a beautiful one of Yasmin's big wooden boxes that I bought from Stitch in London 2024, I think it was, and I use it to store all my treasures. So all my lovely little handmade gifts that I get from Stitching Retreats now all get stored in there. So maybe one day I'll do a little tour of what's in that box if anyone was interested. So the other exclusive pattern was designed by the fantastic Claire at Love Poppet. So there was 4 or 5 different exclusive patterns. This is the only one I bought personally, but there were lots of other lovely ones. But look, it's so beautiful to commemorate Big Stitch. Look at this gorgeous one. And it's actually a fair bit bigger than it looks as well, so it'll keep me going for a while. Me being me, I've decided to totally change the colour scheme. I wanted it to be really summery and bright, and it certainly has been hot, so it kind of made sense. So forgive me, Claire, I have completely changed the colour scheme, as I tend to do. And this is the colours that I've gone for. Oops. So I'm going for Roxy, I can hardly read in here anymore. Roxy Lemon Zest. It's so bright on the screen and so dark in here. Sorry. Blue Raspberry. I picked these non-Roxy ones up while I was there from Rachel at Talking Dog. Hibiscus. Roxy Flamingo. I needed 3 shades of pink basically. And Gentle Arts Victorian Pink. So I'm going for brights, and let me show you a little bit how that looks. I'm probably also going to leave out the stitchy motifs like the scissors and the cotton reels and stuff, just because I'm working on quite a few stitching themed stuff at the moment. So yeah, I'm possibly going to leave them off. If not, I might replace them with like suns or something beachy, I don't know. Anyway, this is as far as I've got. Now, believe me, this actually took me quite a long time at retreat, even though it's not very much at all. But because it was quite, I should have just stuck to the lettering. So I started with the lettering, and then I wanted to go up and just do a little bit of the lacy part, and that was taking me forever, and I unpicked it like 3 times because I was too busy chit-chatting. Anyway, so let me show you what I've got so far. So believe it or not, this was several hours of stitching. But I'm really chuffed with how those teals, the 2 teals for the shadows on the letter are working out, and the 3 different colours of pink. I think it's going to be beautiful. This fabric is by Picture This Plus, and I always forget what it's called. I'll tell you in my next video, because this, hopefully, again, I hope to do a little bit more on this and show it in either my next regular floss tube or the one after that. Yeah, so I will double check what the fabric was and tell you then. So yeah, that was really fun. So that was pretty much all the stitching I did, to be honest. So I worked on the 2 whips and the 2 new starts, and that was it. I always take way too many projects. Oh, another gift that I almost forgot about. Of course, the amazing Hazel. I don't really understand it. She turns up to every retreat multiple times a year with a huge Santa sack of hand stitch presents. And not just for her table, for everyone. And it blows my mind. And this year was no exception. This beautiful bag is so cute. My daughter's got her eye on it, but I haven't yet decided whether I'm going to donate it or keep it for my stitching stuff. Also, I got some lovely floss drops from Curry Cross Stitch. So pretty. And she said her daughter designed that illustration, which is lovely. What's her handle, just so you know? So currycrossstitch.etsy.com is their website. Sorry, forgot those 2. Oh, and I've also remembered who did one of the speeches, because it was Willow and Hair Stitching, and that was a fantastic speech where she was telling us all about applique and English paper piecing and stuff. So that was a great presentation. Right, so haul. So I got 4 small pieces of fabric from Megan at Coffee Craft. She's such a legend. First of all, her prices were like rock bottom at this retreat. They were so good. Like even for the full size pieces. And then she had a whole basket full of little 11 by 11 inch pieces. And the idea was, I think, that the puffin from Sammy could easily fit on these. I think that was the idea. But I do quite a lot of smalls, as you know. So they were just kind of perfect for me. So I picked up 4, one of which is what I ended up stitching my puffin on. And then I've got this one. See, the colours are starting to not show because the light is getting poor in here. And this one. And these were £7 each. Amazing. And we had a card in our bags, in our welcome packs, to get £5 off of our total order. So absolute bargain. Really amazing. Oh, and another present I'd forgotten about. The lovely Lorna, as if she hadn't given me enough, she also passed along her paper copy of Blueberry J from JedX Stitch, which is amazing. I'm currently working on, I've only just started Cherry Magpie, but as soon as that's done, in like 25 years, then I'm going to start this one. So let's save them till last. I'm getting there, folks, I'm getting there. So I got some beautiful stickers from Sammy at Little Loops. So I got some lovely cross-stitch journal stickers. Oh, I don't think you can read those there. Maybe if I do that. You know what, let's turn the light on. It's getting to the point where the light needs to come on. Oh, that makes me look yellow, sorry. But at least I can then read. So basically, yeah, they've got all different little, perfect for your stitching journal, new start, stitch and bitch again, etc. So you might be able to see it a bit better now. And I got those in another one of those in different colour for the lovely Libby, my friend who I go to stitching group with. And then I also got 2 lots of this, again for my journal. I was this close to getting one of her patterns as well, because they're so cute. The little animals that she was doing was so sweet. But I resisted because I've got so many, but I will. I know they're there now, so I will. I picked up these 2 off of the freebie table, which were absolute steals. So Quaker Love, which is another one of Sammy's in her old barn stitching co capacity. That's how it is in full. And I think this was an exclusive for one of the Floss Friends, but I wasn't there, so absolute result. And I also got Frosty Tiny Town on the freebie table. You guys know I love a tiny town, and I don't have, well, I don't think I'm getting hot now. I don't think I have this one. I'm 99% sure I don't have this one, so I picked that one up. I know I've got the Christmas one, which I finished, and the Nativity one, which I'm going to do this Christmas, but fairly certain I don't have Frosty, so I picked that up. I got this really cute, so this was another one of the vendors that I forgot to mention, Stitching Woodcrafts, and I got this really cute, what do you call this? Corner square? Stitching gauge, no, corner gauge, I think you call it. And they had all different patterns on the back. And I got this one, only £6. And they've got basically that's like 1, 2 and 3 inches. So if you want to come in 3 inches from the corner, it's got little holes where you can then mark where your first stitch is going to be. Genius. And I always, well, quite often start from the corner now, so that will get a lot of use, which is awesome. And I picked up my pre-orders from Rachel at Talking Dog Stitchery, one of which was, oh, I already put it in a bag somewhere. Right, so one of them was another one that was going to be a retreat start that I never got to, which was Nightlight by Hands On Design. I'll show you that another time. And the other pre-order that I picked up was this gorgeous one that I've been eyeing up for a while, Counting Puddles, which is Spring Hummingbird Mandala. It's so pretty. And there's lots of lovely like lazy daisies and things in there, which I like doing different stitches sometimes. So pretty. So that might have to go into next year's rotation, I think. I really love it. And then I also saw that she had, she was in two minds whether or not she was going to be able to get hold of these, and she did, so yay. It's the newest Tiny Town, I think it's the newest one, Needleworkers Tiny Town. Look how cute. So yeah, I was dead chuffed to get hold of that. I also, a little bit unexpected, but I've been thinking for a while, like I want to like branch out just ever so slightly on my stitching and do a little bit more like shade work and stuff. And a lot of my friends are always doing the Lola Crow stitch alongs. Now they are massive and I just don't, I can't, my brain just cannot. But I've had my eye on this one and I thought this might just be a little segue into Lola Crow style. And I happened to see it in Talking Dog's shop, so I went for it, which is Murder in the Pumpkin Patch. But what's nice is basically she uses the different threads to do like the shading on the pumpkins and the barn and stuff like that. So that might have to be a Halloween start, if not before. So yeah, really nice, and it's really gorgeous. I'll just show you a corner of it. You know, I like to, oh, that's more than a corner. Show you a little corner. Ooh, there we go. It's a really clear pattern, really bold colour, easy to read. Love that, love that. And the final pattern that I got was, I was about to say I was bullied into it. I was not bullied. They're all laughing on the table at the tiny, not even vaguest twisting of my arm that it took to get me to partake in this stitch along. So me and Cheryl and Sarah were saying that we need to start a new project like we did with the Quacker to work on with the idea of finishing it in 2 years' time at Big Stitch 2028. And they chose this. And I didn't want to be left out. I had FOMO, you guys. I had major FOMO. So I did not walk, I ran to Jacob's stall and bought a copy, and I got him to sign it because he's amazing. And I think we're going to try and stitch it. It's big. It's going to be the biggest I've ever worked on. And there's a whole heap of negative space stitching, which is my kryptonite. However, it's beautiful and the words on it are so perfect. We just had to go with it. And it's this guy. It's called All the Time in the World. And the words on it say, if I were to have all the time in the world, to my needle I'd happily tend. But seeing that I don't and the hours slip by, with you I would rather them spend. Now, I don't know if that's meant to be to a spouse or a lover or whatever, but for me, that just sums up the love I have for my friends from the cross stitch community. And I just had to go for it. But look how big. Look how big it is. Oh, here's a close-up on the back. We did work out the stitches, or it says it in here, doesn't it? It's 213 crosses wide by 213 crosses high, and it's 19,602 crosses. And Cheryl was like, oh, that's not much bigger than the Quacker. And then the Quacker was like 13 or 14 or something. I'm like, there, that's like 20% bigger. But it's beautiful. I mean, even if all I do is the middle bit and the motifs around it, that will still be beautiful. But no, Don't be defeatist, Laura, you've got 2 years. So I've already picked out some Roxy floss that I'm going to do it. I want to do it in like teal and mustard, shades of teal and mustard with a little bit of white, on like a pale blue fabric. So we will see, we will see. So yeah, I mean, that was a bit of a wild purchase, I'm not going to lie. But you know, it's all good. It's all good, you guys. When I first looked at the Quacker, I didn't think I'd be able to manage that, and I did. And it was highly enjoyable for the most part. So it's all fine. And the last 2 purchases to show you, sorry about the noise. I'll just put them back in later. The last 2 purchases to show you were actually the first 2 things that I bought. As I say, I raced over to Anne at Stitching Bee to check out her bags. She surpasses herself every single time. So this is the one I was looking for, because when we was at the Ipswich Stitchy Day earlier this year, I saw her, she was there, and while we was all sitting there stitching, she was folding and prepping some of her fabric for when she makes her bags. And I saw this fabric and I just knew I had to have it. So that was what I was looking for. Look at this booty. It's so damn pretty. These incredible, I'm assuming they're Bengal cats. But look, stunning. Absolutely gorgeous. And then I was umming and ahhing over a second, and then I realised that she had also designed a bag to go with the puffin pattern. And it's gorgeous. Stunning. So obviously I had to get both, and that was the lion's share of my money that I spent, to be honest, but 100% worth it. Her bags are out of this world, and look how massive they are. They're amazing. You fit like 7 projects in there. So that's it. That is my recap from Big Stitch. I'm so sorry if I've forgotten anyone, missed out on anyone's handle or name, or if I missed you out down below. I'm just so sorry. It was a fantastic weekend. It was so nice to see my friends. And one of the presenters was saying, isn't it wonderful to see, you know, so many women joined, people, because there was a few fellas there. So many people joined together in their love of craft and cross stitch, and it's just so wholesome and loving, and I just feel so sort of I'm getting a bit, you know, waxing a bit lyrical now, but I feel so held and comforted by this community, and in particular my really good friends in it. So spending time with them was just fantastic. Going home is always so sad. My journey home, the less said about that the better. But it was brilliant, and I've got all these incredible tokens to remember my Big Stitch experience by. So if you fancy it, it is on the 8th and 9th of July 2028. So you've got plenty of time to think about it. I'm not sure when they'll be releasing the dates though. Probably not that long before they start sign-ups. So go and visit the Big Stitch Facebook group and join if you want to be the first to know everything. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry that, you know, hope that hasn't bored anyone who wasn't interested in hearing about my stitching retreat, but there you go. If this is the first time seeing me, then please feel free to check out some of my regular Flosstube videos where I show a lot more of my stitching. I'd be really grateful if you hit the subscribe button. Growing on YouTube is a nightmare, so that would always be fantastic. And I will be back hopefully next week with Flosstube number 24, is it? Something like that, where I'll show you all of my stitching from the last month or so and whatever I managed to do between now and then. Thank you so much. I'm going to go and do a bit of stitching before going to bed, and hopefully I'll get this video out there depending on what my internet speed is tonight. So I hope you enjoyed watching, enjoyed your glass of wine, enjoyed stitching, and enjoyed hearing about an amazing retreat. Thank you so much. Take care. Speak to you soon. Bye.